Hey guys, I am DJ Strick, and you're locked in right now to the Streamers Hub. It is the fourth Sunday in the month, so guess what? I have my panelists that are waiting to get on. The panel is here. So let me do this really quick. I want to talk about a couple of things that you could do with OneStream Live. You can be a part of the Streamer Partnership Program. It's really simple. All you have to do is send in your best profile, social media profile, to content at onestream.live. Let us know that you want to be a part of this Streamers Partnership. And guess what? You can be like us and be on OneStream Live's YouTube channel. That being said, there's another way you can get down with us if you're someone that are looking for ways to maximize your potential in making money online. Have you thought about affiliate marketing? Well, this plan allows you to get 55% on everyone that use your affiliate link to sign up with OneStream Live. Don't miss an opportunity to not only partner with a great program, but to get paid at the same time. Without further ado, let me do this. We're bringing everybody on. Matt's coming on. Erica's coming on. Joe's coming on. And then I got my man Harry's in the building. How are you guys doing?
Real
What's
good.
going on?
Hey, it's great
Can
to
y'all
see
hear me clearly?
Dang,
Come
Clear
on,
and
listen,
loud?
that's everybody. Yes, we got
over
you.
All
We
right.
got you. Your hair looks a little different, Harry. What are we doing?
Looking like the predator.
Oh, that is just too much. Listen, I wish my hair would grow that long. You know, I can't do that. That's
awesome.
what's up. That's really cool. Matt, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How about you guys? I'm doing
Great
very well.
as well. I might need you to turn up your mic just a little bit if you can, Matt. And I want to apologize. I'm on thumbnail. I am still trying to get your name spelled the right way. I know how to spell it, but I got to get it on the thumbnail the right way. So I do apologize about that. And Erica,
That's
it's
right.
always great to see you.
Happy
And
to be here.
I'm sure you got some very, we want to say something very intellectual to say about multistreaming.
Do it.
I'm sure you have some great stuff. And Joe, what time is it where you are right now?
It's first of all, it's a Kehaumila Falcha from Ireland. That's 100,000 welcomes. Standard Irish greeting. It is midnight. It's early, guys. We are rocking with
It
the
is early.
It
It is early. And
international show going on.
so tell me at what time you took your last cup of coffee.
Oh, my last cup of coffee was about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
4 o'clock this afternoon. Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
And
To
still
get you
going
up.
strong.
So help me out with your greeting one more time.
Kehaumila Falcha, 100,000 welcomes. That's a standard Irish greeting to when we meet somebody.
I feel like
That's
that needs to
really
go in
cool.
Yeah, look, it's whenever I engage with people for the first time, I will tend to use a translation service, and I'll send them a message in the line out of courtesy. I don't speak much Asquelga, which is in Gaelic. Obviously, I was brought up in Britain. But listen, it's always great to be able to be. I love this. I missed last month, so
Yeah, we missed having you.
great to be able to, to rock the pink in the absence of Rachel today.
Can I tell you
I
something,
love
Joe?
this.
You look really nice in your pink tonight. It's very pretty.
Good man, yourself.
I love
Very
it.
nice.
So how many languages can you speak, Joe?
English, and that's about it, really. A little bit of German,
English.
of course, but
There's a little German. I got it.
English
I
and
got
worse
it.
English.
I can actually probably converse, say hello and how are you in probably about 15 different languages. But one of the problems is when you do that courtesy thing, which is what we should do for people for the first time, is they then think you're fluent. And you'll get a
Right.
voice burst from me,
Yes.
and then but it builds relationships, because when you say "whoa, hey," it's really cool, and people go, "But that's really, really nice of you." So that's all. It's just courtesy. It's just common courtesy.
So my courtesy here in the States, when my wife allows me to do it, is no habla español.
Speak Spanish, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got, Joe. That's all I got.
That's
That's
enough.
funny.
So while we're here, we're going to be talking about multi-streaming. So if you have been watching any of the Streamers Hub, of course, this whole month, we're trying to help people understand how you can use OneStream Live to multi-stream, multicast. There's so many different names to this, but we have up to 40 different social media sites that you can get your content out to live or pre-recorded. Now that I have the experts from our panel here, and they all have their own special way of doing this, we got to have the lady go first because if you know Erica, her explanation to multi-streaming is she wants to be everywhere at one time. And if she can find out a way to be everywhere at one time, as many destinations as she's possibly could, that's when she's happy. So Erica, help us out and give us like your idea or your methodology behind multi-streaming.
If you give me the ability to hook up something, I'm going to hook it up. If you tell me I can live stream someplace, I'm going to do it. So when I first started out, I asked my largest audience, which was on LinkedIn, I asked them to follow me on Facebook because that's where I was going to live stream. I was only going to live stream to Facebook. So many people disconnected with me. They
Wow.
they told
Really?
they cussed me out in written English. Don't you ever ask me to leave LinkedIn to go to this Facebook ever again. And yeah, it hurt my feelings, but I learned my lesson. My lesson that I learned was if I multi-stream, I won't have to ask them to leave their favorite precious platform ever again. So I live stream where they are. I try to meet my audience where they are and not ask them to leave.
So I'm glad you said that. And I also was listening to a podcast. You guys know Simon Sinek?
Yes.
He was
Yes.
asked, he's a, what do you call it, motivational leadership speaker right now, written several books about leadership and all this kind of stuff. He says that it was the end of this interview and they asked him, well, how would you like people to connect with you? And he's like, well, I don't really just have one place. I decided that I wanted to be everywhere where the people were. So whatever your favorite platform is, I am there. So just look
He's
me up.
there. Oh,
I thought that
nice.
was really cool. I thought it was really cool because we are, we've decided in some cases, the idea is to have everybody move over to one platform, like just send everybody to one platform. But of course, Erica, you said trying to do that, especially from LinkedIn to Facebook, because a lot of people left Facebook going to LinkedIn because of how the social media platform was set up a little differently. They like that. So now streaming everywhere makes a big deal. Harry, how do you use it?
I'm actually setting up on my YOLO Box Pro to multi-stream while we're multi-streaming
On OneStream.
on OneStream. That's why
That's
y'all
innovative.
out here looking at this thing. I got the camera right here, and it's just pointing this way, but it's a little dark, so I got to move this light. But this is dope, bro.
So Harry, I know that you were doing your 50 days of hip hop, and basically you did 50 days straight. Were you able to go to multiple platforms during that time? Did that work for you at
Yes,
all?
yes, I did. I think I did like five different platforms. I didn't want to go crazy. Sometime I can go to 13, 17 different platforms, and it's not just the ones we know. I hit everywhere.
Got you. Got you.
Trollo, Trovo, it's a whole bunch of them out there that's in other countries, and I get people watching.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Content is king, right? So where
Yeah.
do you I don't know of all of those platforms. Like I know the platforms, I don't use them all, but I do understand that if you put content out there in some cases, some of those platforms that don't have the multi-millions of users, it's kind of like when TikTok started. Like if you got
Yep.
on in the early days, you would get more views based off of the fact that it wasn't as many people on as Facebook. I agree with that 100%. Let's talk to the pink shirt wearer today, man, Joe, and ask you, Joe. Like, I know you have some new things that you're doing. In the past, you have several different shows. Multi-streaming for you, how would you use it?
Well, what's going to happen is I've cut away everything. I made a really big decision to cut away my rugby and a lot of other shows, and even this coming weekend, I'll be closing down deactivating my Facebook account because I'm just sucked into everything and too much. So you'll see behind me here. By the time the next show is on, we will have livestreamsolutions.org and livestreamacademy.org. Excuse me, I'm working with a digital media company in the UK. A digital media agency in the UK who love the concept, so they're going to look at it as both a client and as an agency as well for their clients. I'll be working with the great Stephen Healy, who obviously is part of the OneStream live team.
Nice.
So we've teamed up, and obviously Stephen's written
awesome.
live streaming. Yeah, it is live streaming because we've worked together on a number of different occasions.
Right.
So we're partnering up together, and with a great lady called Brigitte Limbanda, who does B-Live Media, and she's based in South Africa, and she's very, very good as well. So the whole concept is to be able to put this out there to businesses and organizations where, because we got to remember, lads, that Erica, sorry, lads in Ireland, everybody's called lads. And so for our viewers, please don't cancel me out, whatever. It's just an expression we use over here.
No worries, Joe.
So what's going to happen is that we're going to be able to multi-stream not only to the 40-odd platforms that OneStream Live has, but most importantly, going live to a client's website. So, yes, we'll always... Erica's great point you brought up there about the fact of... Because I find there's quite a bit of snobbery on LinkedIn, if I'm honest. I do live stream to there, but over something like Facebook, it's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't possibly, whatever, in whatever language that may be. But that's the reality. And of course, Facebook now, the algorithm controls a small percentage of what people see based on ads.
Right.
We know all this. So we're driving people. The multi-stream approach is great because it will filter people in who won't want to go to your site or won't want to go to another platform. But ultimately, over time, it will drive them towards an organization or a business's own site where we've got those links on there. And every time we go live, the people will go. The people go there, they're more likely to see the products and services, they're more likely to click, and that's the power of live streaming on where we're going. It's actually, for me, it's taking control back again. So why Live Stream Solutions and why Live Stream Academy? The Live Stream Solutions side of things will dovetail into a social media and a marketing strategy, which is critical, not making it a standalone, live streaming a standalone thing. So it ties in with then. It provides live streaming as a service, which was an expression I coined because people got SaaS, software as a service. So I came up with something, keep it simple. I'm stupid. LaaS, live streaming as a service.
Funny.
And then the other two parts of that is brand storytelling and brand engagement. The academy side of that then takes them a stage further where we can take individuals and organizations and we can train them. So we run the shows for them in the early days. We then instead of giving them a fish, we teach them to fish. And we then become hosts, they become producers, directors, and we take them all the way through. And we've got some spin-off things. We've got specialists in organizational change and all sorts. And that's why the whole multi-stream thing is all about engaging people whatever you can, but ultimately it's about driving sales.
That's right. That's exactly right. Thank you for sharing that. I want to pass it on over to Matt now. Matt, how are you using multi-streaming in your content creation?
I don't know if I can follow that up very well.
I know it, right?
Yeah. I turned up the mic like you told me to. You guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can follow that up. Shep sounds like he's got the concept on lock, but I mean, it's, it kind of is the same thing as everybody else. It's like, you got to meet your customer where they are. It used to be that platforms, you had Twitch, which was the main streaming platform. And then you had YouTube, which was standard evergreen content platform. And then Facebook started pulling out their live video streaming. And now it's vertical video is the big thing. And so live streaming for me, When it comes to multi-streaming, um, some platforms don't like you to multi-stream in the same format. Twitch being the big one, but there's plugins you can set up. So right next to my widescreen format camera, I have a phone mount where I can mount my phone vertical, so I can do pure vertical video at the same time I'm doing horizontal, and being able to send those to different locations based on what the platform I'm calling for is. And so that's another thing with OneStream Live that allows us to be able to do that, is you can set one up as destinations to like your vertical video receptions for Facebook Live, for Twitter Live, for TikTok, and then you can use your standard format video for YouTube, a Facebook page or a Facebook profile, some of the other ones out there. And I love some of the unknowns that Harry was talking about in terms of like Trovo and gosh, there was another big one. Breakers.tv, I think, is another one that's out there, which is awesome. Just being able to put yourself out there, the whole thing is awareness, right? So
Right.
that's the key. And video content is becoming the most consumed content in terms of advertising and just building brand and personal awareness, right? So if we're using the multi-streaming through OneStream Live the right way, then we're putting ourselves in front of as many potential clients as we possibly can. And so that's the whole key for it for me, is just making sure that when I do go live, I'm in front of as many eyes and ears as I
Yep.
possibly can be, right?
That's right. That's right. And I want to take a look at this. While you were saying that, I wanted to see if I could get to all of the social media destinations really quick for us to see them, because there are a ton of them. And let me see
Yeah.
if I can share my screen to actually get to that. While I'm looking for that, if you can help me out one more time. I know you were saying Harry was saying Triller, and then there's another one called Dream.
Breakers.tv,
Breakers.
right?
I don't know why I was saying dreams. I don't know what was going on in my head.
That's okay. Yeah, there's
You're
actually,
dreaming.
you're
Yeah.
dreaming. Yeah, you were dreaming that it was Dreamers.tv. No, no, I mean, Breakers is another one. I think there's a tie-in. Can't remember where I
You
saw this.
got Telegram. You
Yeah,
got
Uh-huh.
Telegram, which is another big one, and
WebEx, D
Telegram's great
Live.
because
Yeah.
Telegram is really good because you can use Telegram to build a
Yes.
private audience, right? So Telegram, it's not just like a secure messaging platform. You can actually have broadcast channels or broadcast rooms, right? So you can invite certain people into the broadcast room, and you could do private shows through
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's no different than having people go to your own destination, except again, it's one of those things where it's on Telegram. You don't necessarily control the space, which business owners really need to be able to, especially business and brand owners, they really need to be able to control the space where their content, as much as they possibly can, where their content is being consumed. That way, there's no concern about copyright infringement. There's no concern about messaging or incorrect messaging. I mean,
Right.
if it's your platform, it's your platform, and those that don't want to be there don't have to be there. But there's also, you know, there's less of a concern from the legal standpoint, I think, when it comes to that side of it. So it's not to say that you shouldn't be everywhere you possibly can, but um, obviously, like I live in Kentucky, right? So we're in the South, and there's a lot of Second Amendment stuff going on right now, and not trying to get political, but there's some platforms that won't accept that type of content, right?
Yeah.
Because of the political nature of it. So, uh, one of the places that I was working with as far as building a brand profile, I set them up and we built them a private space they go live to a private audience and nowhere else. Now they'll take
Wow.
clips and stuff like that from their private content and they'll throw it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. But the majority of the content that they're producing is going to their private audience in their own space. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it became apparent that it was the right move for them from a business standpoint, simply because of how politically charged the content or the topic is, if that makes sense.
Now I
So,
pulled up. That definitely makes sense, Matt, and appreciate you sharing that. It took me
yeah,
a minute to get through all of this, or to get to this page, and that's just me being a slow host. But these are some of the destinations that you have, and of course, you can pretty much go anywhere that has RTMP, right, Erica?
That's right.
So if you can do the custom, which is up top here, the custom RTMP. So with Facebook, they got pages, groups, and profiles. LinkedIn has profile and pages, custom RTMP, YouTube, Twitter. It's not Twitter anymore. I wonder how
X.
they update that. It's got to be X, right?
in the X, yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
then
don't see it as
Twitch.
Twitter.
Yeah, I know, right? Instagram, TikTok, Vimeo. I don't know what some of these other ones are. Have you anybody used it? And I definitely appreciate you saying this one about Telegram, because I know internationally the use of Telegram is encrypted. It's definitely a way to be able to get information out that people can't follow you from. I did not know. Okay, ViewStub, which is cool. Amazon Live. Um,
Yep.
I
Dotcast,
use D
DHS.
Live, Trovo. At the bottom, you'll see Von Live, Picaro. I just
uh-huh.
connect to anything that I
Breakers.
can that I see American content on.
Harry the
Some of
Big
them,
Okay.
Dog
some
on
of
his
them is strictly
OnlyFans.
China or Russia or certain
Romania.
Africa.
I noticed Hopin is
Yeah.
the parent company from StreamYard. In fact, actually,
Hmm.
Hopin has just been bought out, I believe. But they run the wider virtual event space. Really, they bought out their StreamYard a couple of years ago, but I think they've just been bought out as well. So it's quite
Yeah.
that's quite a big player, Hopin. I've
It
never
is.
noticed that before.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through
Right,
some of
right.
these.
MX Cloud, I've seen that before.
What
Weverse, I've
about
seen
this phone? Was that phone live streaming?
phone live streaming. I think that's a subscription service.
Gotcha.
So I've tried to use it, but I don't have a key for it, and I've never. But DAcast or Duckcast, there's that one. Um, Further down, you'll see. We talked about the Breakers.tv, Cacao TV. I've seen Flow Player before. Uh,
Yeah.
Daily Motion. For whatever reason, I thought there was one for Chive here, but there's not.
RTMP.
RTMP, that's
Yeah.
right.
Surely the next generation of this, and I'm going to, when I get 5 minutes, I'm going to take a look at some of those just so I understand them a little bit more. But where we can do our own live pages for clients, or you can go directly live to their website, at some point, it will become a broadcast industry. Hence, one of the reasons that we're looking at working with a digital media company, a digital media agency, because if you become a broadcast agency, everything that all of you are saying today, like what Matt has done and what Harry said, is that you're going to be able to produce your own TV channels, their own space, separate away from the site or with the site, but separate for an organization. That's got to be the next level. Am I right, or is my thought process wrong?
You're
I
right.
think you're 100% spot on, and I
Yeah.
think that there's a plan. At least, and I don't want to speak for the future, but hopefully there's a plan in place or some way where taking that to the next level, like you were talking about. So the M3U8 stream,
Yeah.
right? So that's where you take it and you can plug it into some of these third-party players like the Roku TV and
Roku and,
Apple
and
TV and
Amazon, all of
Amazon,
them.
and actually create your own broadcast network essentially, where you can have live stream shows that go live, or you can have them be all pre-recorded and set up playlists and have them go. You can sell ad space on
Now
your
explain that to me again, Matt. What you're saying?
The M3U8. So the M3U8 is a streaming protocol, and essentially what it is the M3U8 stream is what Roku TV and Amazon, like the Fire TV stick things, that's the stream ingest code that they use to create like an actual streaming channel on, say, Roku TV or Amazon Fire TV.
Gotcha. And you can connect one of these home pages to that as well.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know if we'll have to talk more to the team. I think when I was talking with Fizza that may be in the works. I don't know, but that either way, if it's not in the works for the immediate future, it will be coming, because that is going to be the next generation of live streaming, is M3U8 having an actual native broadcast channel for businesses. I mean, there's some that already do it. And there's ways that I think you can take some of the streams that we're doing now, and you can actually create an M3U8 stream and put it out there on a TV channel.
I'm thinking it could definitely be connected to, like, if you have a website or to OneStream. There's definitely Roku would have RTMP as well.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah. So there's ways to do it. Like I said, there's workarounds, but I mean the M3U8, that's like the big thing right now as far as like ingesting into some of those big players like Roku TV, Fire TV. Obviously
I love it.
To it, but there's more to it. But I mean, that's kind of the basics of it. And I think like Joe was saying, like that's the next generation. I think that's the next level.
So let's talk about this really quick. You're a content creator, whether you're new or you have a massive network on one particular site. So maybe you're big on YouTube or you're big on Facebook, but you want to be able to reach people on multiple platforms. The strategy I think that we should all have, and you guys help me out with this, is like Erica says, what Harry is doing, let's load up every site that we can possibly be on to attract viewers. Okay. And you want to do it from an organic standpoint until you find the way that maybe if I advertise this, more people will come. But you want to be able to put content out there that people can find you organically, or that you can start making social posts about on those networks so people know what times you're coming on live, or when you're having pre-recorded video players live. And the idea to me is you grab a huge net to then push them, just like Joe said, to your own page, your own website, which will also get them to get to your page so they can actually purchase something.
Yeah.
Now, does that type, for you guys that are in a panel, is that type idea something that, or I guess what you want to call it, strategy, something you would use with multi-streaming?
Sure.
Let me throw something out there first. I don't want you to think we got 30, 40 plus platforms to live stream to. I want you to ask your phone, ask Bard, ask Chat, ask Claude, ask Perplexity where your target audience hangs out, and then hook up your connections to those platforms first, and then go through the rest. And it's like, oh, maybe random people can find me after that. But know where your audience is first before you do that.
And I actually will totally agree with that. And I was watching a channel earlier today.
Hold on, Matt. How can you not agree with what Erica said?
I said I do.
Erica said it. You just agree because she said it. Like Erica said it. Yes, we agree.
Well, that's true.
I don't agree.
I disagree. No. But no, I was watching a channel earlier today. Like have you guys heard? I assume everybody here has heard of Alex Hermosi, Layla Hermosi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was watching this interview with Layla Hermosi, and she was talking about like putting yourself where your customer is, right? Well, when they started their now $100 million content business, when they first started out, they were trying to go on LinkedIn and YouTube and everywhere, and really they were targeting gym owners. Gym owners don't hang out on LinkedIn. They don't hang out on YouTube. They hang out on
Really?
Facebook. Because that's where they're doing their advert. I'm not saying that they don't. What I'm saying is that they don't consume,
Right.
like statistically speaking, they did their research to find out that their target audience was spending the majority of the time on Facebook. So that's the majority of their efforts. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't take advantage of the other platforms that are out there, but it's kind of like right here, we can multi-stream to everywhere, but we're on the OneStream Live YouTube channel right now, correct?
Yep.
So YouTube is the platform that we've decided, and OneStream Live has decided is going to give them the most traction based on the audience that they're trying to reach, and so hence here we are. So it's the same concept, and Erica hit the nail right on the head. Is like you start with your target audience first, and then you branch out from there. But if you're going to focus on one, focus on where your customer is, focus on where your people or your target audience is, and then expand.
Harry, you gonna say something?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I I have a different take on it because I do like YouTube, but like you guys are saying, my audience is on Facebook, but Facebook only gives you 2.5 days, and then your stuff is buried with the rest of it, with the rest of everything else. So I stream to multiple platforms just to see. I'm doing that, throw that spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, because I don't know who's gonna like or not like my content if I don't put it out there.
Right. Now,
So-
your content is based off of it's not automatically business people. It's people
No.
that have been former DJs or people that like
Correct.
hip hop music. So you have a little wider audience that you can be general with. I can tell you this. Those people may be on LinkedIn, but they're on LinkedIn trying to find a job or connect with people that are going
Right.
to help them with a job. But Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Breakers, all those other things are maybe great platforms for you to be on to get started, and you can do it in multiple ways. Would you
Yep.
say so, Matt?
Oh yeah. Well, and I think, Erica said something about this too, but repurposing the content. So, in your particular case, like you love YouTube, but you've got your people on Facebook. Well, I know Facebook will bury your content within a couple days. So how about taking that recent live stream that you did or that recent show, and then cutting it up into sections and repurposing some of that content, pushing it out as live or as a replay of the live.
Yep.
That way it's continually hitting that stream so that every time somebody else looks, oh, look, there's Harry the Big Dog again on the top of my feed. Like, he got something new out. This man's all over the place, right?
Just all over.
What do you think
all
about that,
over.
Harry?
Oh yeah, that is the strategy that I plan on using. Laziness
Gotcha.
kicks in. So
Hey, man.
I got you.
it doesn't happen all the time, but yes, that is the plan.
We'll talk afterwards. I'll give you some tools that you can use or some recommendations of tools that you can use that can help automate some of that process for you.
Roger that.
I was just about to say, we got automation for laziness.
Right? Erica's the queen of automation, RSS and tools and all kinds of stuff. But no, I'm just saying, like, there's tools out there that will help you do that. And this is not just for you. Like, this is for everybody out there that's watching.
Everybody.
That's
true.
Like, because let's face it, like the majority of small business owners are small business owners. Yeah, like I know that the SBA considers a small business any business that's like, what is it, under 150 or 250 employees. Well, most small businesses, especially in my area of the country, are like 1, 2, 3-man shops. So they don't have time to be doing all this stuff on their own. They've got to find ways to make the process more efficient, right? And so that's where an agency like mine will come in, or somebody like Erica, or another automation assistant or coach or something like that will come in and actually show them ways to, hey, you can still accomplish the same amount of work, but you've got to trust some of the technologies that's out there to allow you to do this. And that's where the key comes in, is some people don't even realize that there's technology out there that will help them free up time to actually do more things that they need to do. So
I love it.
in Harry's
Yes.
case, just automating that process of content recreation or repurposing, like that'll keep you top of feed, top of mind, and you don't have to work but an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
The sad thing, Matt, with that, and me and Erica talk about it on the Friday show. I have most of these tools you're probably going to recommend. It's just being real. It's just
yeah,
laziness kicks in, and other stuff just goes on. I'm getting busier with the camera now, so I'm
yeah.
out. I'm in Virginia right now, away
Well, I
from
see.
home. I'm
Yeah,
heading to New Jersey in the morning.
there you go.
Wow.
So
So you're traveling, making
On the
content,
road
you're
again.
live streaming. So this is where, and I'm gonna ask you this question, Joe. This is where I think multi-streaming, live streaming and multi-streaming your live stream, if you can get on, is an easier way for a lot of us. I'm in Harry's shoes as well, have a lot of the tools. I know how to use the tools, but I am a real live streamer. I could turn the camera on, turn the lights on. I'm better in front of the camera live. DJ, I was a radio DJ. It's just easy for me. It just comes right out. And if
yes,
I can then multi-stream that, it's just now, I guess, listen, the time that it would take me to chop up, even if it's a couple of minutes, to chop up what I did yesterday, I could go live and do the same thing. Now, Joe, I'm going to ask you this question because you're going to be teaching some of these live solutions to people. In a case like this, where people are having issues with time, what would you tell them when it comes to making content, live streaming, and then multi-streaming that live stream?
One of the things that we're looking to do with our current clients and any of the future ones is, again, this is where it comes back down to the live streaming strategy has to dovetail into the social media strategy and the marketing strategy, which for me are inherently all different. But people want to keep everything in the little stovepipe. So what are they doing with the other stuff? What is the brand story they're telling? What's their annual plan? What's their quarterly plan? What's their monthly plan? What's their weekly plan? And being able to, one of the things I've stopped doing now is I have stopped trying to produce my own thumbnails, and I've got a professional Canva account I've got access to. And hence the reason the other day I was like, do you know what? So many things going out the window, because have you ever heard the expression, the emperor's new clothes? The emperor's new clothes means the next best thing that comes along that is shiny, I want it. And then you
Gotcha.
get all of these things and you run out of time. So actually, bit of KISS methodology, keep it simple and stupid. So for clients, and Matt is right, most small businesses are 2-3 people, maybe even one, and they don't have the time. So I'm working with a small snack food company, 2 girls. And this is it's not the only thing clearly that they do. So once every 2 months we do a live. But what I'm looking to do now for them is to find somebody who can repurpose a little bit of their work through automation. Tomorrow, Matt, I'm going to be pinging him because
Right.
one of the things in 2023 I'm trying to work around more and more for myself as well as clients.
Okay.
Manage yourself is automation, and I'm still not good at it because a little bit of me, whilst I have my core process is a thing called visualize and belief. I can close my eyes, I can see where it's going to be, and I can believe I can go and do it and help people do it. But the practical aspects of that is I am not gifted technically, and I spend an inordinate amount of time trying to understand how you clip something or how you make this thumbnail or how you do that. And therefore, I'm not doing myself a service. I'm not doing my clients the best service I could. I may sound harsh on myself, but that's what drives me. I
That's
want
good.
things to be simple. I want it to be good. So, and everything that I'm going through the same process. Sorry to bore you all to death. I'm going through the
No, but
same
go
process.
ahead.
This new project now that I've done for my last 2 clients, I did a discovery exercise on myself. And I was, listen, when you're having a conversation 2 ways yourself and you're not agreeing, that's when it goes.
That's funny. You
But
can't have a
I'm
disagreement with
going
yourself.
I'm going through the same process that I do with everybody else to say to hold myself accountable. And that's why I've taken some of these extraordinary decisions to get rid of a whole pile of stuff for a while so I can focus, because there is too much out there, and my brain just sucks all of this stuff in and I get muddled. So tomorrow, Matt, I just think I love this show, guys. Genuinely want to thank Strick and OneStream, because this show I've got 3 little snippets tonight which are going to be game changing, because I didn't know or I don't understand them, and I'm blessed to be able to sit on a panel, face for radio, remember, and to learn about what it is. I just getting this message out there finally. By the way, I think
That's awesome.
I think for the likes of Harry or Matt, or even yourself, Strick. In fact, all of you lot are slightly different in some ways, because you've got an entity that you send out to people. I've stopped all that now, and I'm looking to identify where my clients are best engaging with their people and find that niche. And one of the big things you're going to get your message out. In UK and Ireland and across Europe, we have these small little groups on Facebook. They're like town and village groups where people buy and sell and share information.
Right.
They're a gold mine. They are an absolute gold mine to be able to dive into and engage with people on a one-to-one basis.
Oh,
absolutely. I like that. Thank you for sharing that, Joe.
Absolutely.
I knew you were going to bring some insight to how we can do it all. Let me do one more thing. Let's see if we can make our group just a little bit bigger here by bringing in our girl Rachel. She made it. How are you doing, ma'am?
Hey,
Rachel!
Rachel's here.
Hey, I know that people with children, our schedules are crazy sometimes, but for you to break free to come hang out with us, we really do appreciate it. And would love to get your insight on multi-streaming. I know you do a lot of content, and it's important to get it out there. How are you using the feature of multi-streaming with OneStream Live?
Oh yeah, I max it out. I max it out with going into, private groups on Facebook. That is what we do a lot with my industry. So I can, be present in several places. And I am a busy mom. I just was, telling our group I was running from volleyball, to jump on this. And so, if you're a mom and if you're trying to work your business, or even if you're not a mom, let's face it, we're all busy. We're all wearing, many different hats.
Right.
OneStream can step in and just help us, make it easier, because I can either pre-record a video, which I do a lot, and people will see me out at like games or dances, and they're like, "Hey, I thought I just saw you," why? They're like, "What is going on?" And they'll even sometimes even, pull up the video, and there I am, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's OneStream." But just letting people know that you can, make the most of what you're doing. And so I do the pre-recorded. I also do, where I'm live sometimes, but I'm able to go into a lot of different groups where before, back in the olden days,
Right.
we used to have to do everything completely separate. And by the end of the night, I was frazzled. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this. I would lose my voice. I would also lose my excitement, because after you've done something a million times, let's face it, it kind of fades away. And so I love how I can be fresh and ready to share, and it will go out to everybody at once. And then I can just focus on the follow-up, which is really one of the most important things we can do.
Yep.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. And if you can please pass the pom-pom, the pink pom-pom to Joe, I really would appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, you need that with your shirt, Joe. It's a perfect
match. He said he wore the shirt in honor of you because you weren't going to be able to make it tonight. So we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
So this feature, I think Rachel just said it, when we have features that help us do what we like to do better and more efficiently, it is important for us to use it. There are people that are watching that may not understand or may not have used the opportunity to go to several different destinations. And the idea is to be able to help them through that process. So what I want to do right now is, let me see if I have it here. Here I am trying to go to a certain spot. And basically, anytime, I'll just do it this way. Anytime that you are adding a new show, whether it's pre-recorded or you're using the studio, you get to a spot inside of OneStream Live where it asks you where you want it to go. You just set the destination and it will go there. Now, if you don't have those destinations set, of course, you can always add a destination. So you want to make sure, I know that with, what is it? Facebook, maybe it's like every other month or every 2 months, you actually have to re-authenticate sometimes. So you want to be aware of, if you're going live and you're having issues, sometimes Facebook or those other platforms, not YouTube as much, but I know Facebook makes you authenticate every so often. You guys know the time frame on that?
No,
Or having that
everybody
issue
has
anymore?
something different. Everybody
Yeah.
has something different. Even the platforms we were telling you about earlier, all the strange ones nobody know about. Sometimes it's every couple of weeks or every month. They'll make you, if you don't stream on it regularly, they'll
They'll
just
make
make
you
you
update it.
re-authenticate. Yeah.
And so you want to be aware of how that happens for you. I get a schedule and stick to your schedule, something that you can advertise to your audience. So if you're going to be live at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, guess what? Be live 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Tell people that you are there and go to as many destinations as you can using the great tools and features that we have right here at OneStream Live. I'm telling you, Matt said it, Joe echoed it. You want to be sure you have a strategy with it. And I think Erica said basically you want to find out where your foundational audience is first. I said foundational, Erica, but you said something else, like where
I just said audience.
where your audience is, and then you want to then spread your wings from there, but being sure that you're streaming to an audience that is in need of what you have. Now, let's go dive into that really quick. I said in need, but I was listening to a pastor friend of mine the other day, and he says your purpose should be to help other people. And in the content creation world, we say that your content should be answering questions for people, right? So if you got content that's going out and you're multi-streaming, it, make sure that you are doing something that's purposeful to help somebody else. So if you have a business, that business, the widget, the product that you are selling or pitching or making, allow that product to be something that will help somebody. Okay. One of the largest plumbers that actually has Roger Wakefield, he actually has a YouTube channel. He made $1 million with his plumbing service in Texas, but he also made $1 million on YouTube because he was doing how-to videos. And the people went online to watch his how-to video. Guess what? They figured out I might need the professionals to do this.
Yeah.
Right?
It's often
Right?
the case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So those are things I want to add about the content. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Pick me.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
Go,
Ray.
Erica.
Erica, go.
what Harry said about throwing spaghetti on the wall. When I asked you to ask your phone, ask Bard, ask Google, Chat, all those other platforms where your audience hang out. After that, if you one of those places is Facebook, you choose to work on Facebook. Ask then, is it reels? Is it stories? Is it live video? Is it groups? Where do your audience hang out? Don't just pick a platform and just assume that it's that one thing. Ask your phone. So
I love it.
that's all I
And
wanted to throw out
Yeah.
there.
and when she says ask your phone, we are really pushing the fact that you can use all of the AI generated content that's out there to help answer questions for you as you are building content. So she mentioned Chat GPT. She mentioned Bart. If you ask Siri, and I don't do the Android thing, but if you ask Siri, it's going to pull up some articles that's answering that question. That
Hater.
may be to help you as well. Yes, I am a hater. There's no way of getting around it. Who
Android
do
is
you
the
ask for
best.
Android? Who do you
I
ask for
don't
Android?
mess with Apple.
Who do
Apple
you ask on
hater.
Android?
Google.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
Siri. So you say,
pretty
okay, you
much.
ask Google.
Hey
Okay,
Google.
okay. Hey
Uncle.
Google. Okay, okay. That's what's up. I just want to know. So that's one of the things she's at. Anybody else wants to add anything to that conversation?
Well,
I want to add one thing before you go, Joe. You know, it's kind of near and dear to me and Matt's heart with the mental health thing. If you're streaming, you know, we all do it once a week. People don't know how we get all of this stuff done and still live a life. There is work behind setting up an interview, setting up one of these shows, getting the information, gathering all the people week in and week out. If you need to take a break for your mental health, take a break
yep.
That's true.
because you will get burnt out. I've
Yeah.
done it
That's true.
already twice.
That's true.
I've had it
That's true.
happen.
I have.
So,
I
so,
have.
so, in saying that, Harry, I gotta say this. I appreciate you guys for being a part of this panel because you make it easy for me. I know we only do this once a month, but your wisdom, your expertise, your ideas, everything that you add to this time means a lot to me. And I know it will. It means a lot to OneStream and our audience for you to be able to give this time. I mean, for Rachel to run from a volleyball game to come on just to be a part of the show again. The sacrifice that all of you guys are making to be a part of this is not overlooked. I appreciate it. And it helps my mental health because we're able to do this show as a panel and as a team, and it's not heavy lifting for me. So I'm saying that because Harry, you make a great point, and sometimes I think if you are doing content on a weekly basis, finding ways that you could make it different each week, just slightly different. If you're doing interview shows, if you're doing how-to shows and tutorials, having a panel of great people like I do, it's just
Yes.
a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So thank you guys, and thank you for saying that, Harry.
No
Yeah.
problem. No
So,
problem.
totally agree with that one too. I mean, like
Yep.
burnout is a very, very real thing, right?
It is.
But
It,
the other thing too that I wanted to highlight is like, we talk a lot about how businesses can use this, right? But the reality is that if you consider yourself even a part-time content creator, like you have to treat that as a business as well,
Right. That's
right?
true.
Because ultimately that's what's going to lead to the consistency, and the consistency is what's going to bring in the audience. So by treating it like by treating it in that sense, um, if some things that we talked about in terms of like chopping it up, like I was talking to Harry, or and this would be something for you too, Joe. Like if you're looking at doing multiple shows over, let's say, a month period of time, Erica said, hey, use some of these AI assistants, some of these AI tools out there, and trust me, there's the the level of accuracy and the benefit that these tools are bringing is increasing and getting better on a daily basis.
That's
I
true.
mean, like
That's true.
legitimately daily basis, right? So as they in take in more data, they're adding some of that stuff to the language learning models,
Yeah.
and it's just getting better and better and better, right? So it's nowhere near perfect. It still requires human interaction and stuff like that, but build out yourself a 30-day content plan, right? And break that up into, hey, I want 4 long form content videos, right? And each one's going to be half an hour to an hour long, and maybe some of them are interview videos, maybe some of them are talking head videos, and maybe some of them are training videos, like teaching a client how to do set up maybe a back end for your live stream as a service, right? Or Harry, if you're doing an interview with a DJ about a historic time in hip hop, whatever that may be, you can set up your recording to be done over a 1 to 2 day period, and you just knock out all the recording, and then you have all that extra time for planning all behind the scenes stuff, your
Right.
Yeah.
thumbnails, your show notes, your interview questions or follow up or what have you, doing all your social media content posts, building up for the release of those, and you want to do it enough in ahead of time that you have time to get everything at least in order for that first drop, and then you've got the remaining time to finish up for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Um, but there's little tips and tricks when it comes to stuff like that. Like, DJ Strick, you have the pre-recorded intro and the outro for the Streamers Hub, and it's the same
Right.
every week, right? So that's one less thing that you have to worry about recording the day of. You have your pre-recorded intro, you have your pre-recorded outro. Any ads that you're doing in the middle of your stream could be pre-recorded, and they fall in there. And if you do all that stuff and you plan all that stuff ahead of time, especially when it comes to you, Joe, as you're starting to do this live streaming as a service, if you're going to be selling ad space on those live streams, having that talent or you pre-recording those ads to be able to be inserted in the middle of the live stream to earn the creators and your company some of that revenue from the ad revenue, being able to do all that stuff ahead of time and just have it ready to plug in is going to be key. So this is what I talk about this is what I mean when I say, like, in taking what Erica had said and taking it a step further, and maybe even using some automation or some of those advanced tools to be able to do some of this stuff and break some of it down, is understanding what is actually out there. And that's half the battle, really, is
That's true.
understanding what tools are available to even be used for those types of scenarios.
Yeah.
So
That is
Very,
so true.
very, very true.
I feel like I'm just over talking right now.
No, anything you want to
No,
add,
that
Rachel,
is
since you're here?
good. That
I was asking Rachel, is anything she want to add while she's here?
yeah.
No, I just want to say thanks to each of you, because I personally learn something new all the time. And I have been watching, these back, and I watch Erica a ton. She's always like flashing on my Facebook, but really I learned so much from each of you, and how to make this simpler and how to just know that we can do this, because sometimes these things that we're talking about can be overwhelming. And so I love that we can break it down for people, and that they can have the support from us and OneStream to know that they can do it, because it's difficult to learn new things, but I know that you can do it.
That's so true. And thank you for saying that. And I do want to say this, Joe, congratulations to you in your transition. I think that as content creators, we're always trying to find that niche in that business. And for you to say, hey, I've decided I'm shutting this down, I'm shutting that down, and I'm doing this thing is a big deal, because now you're going to see the success of your audience grow over time, because you're niching to find that right customer, which maximizes your time and will get you paid a whole lot faster too. So congratulations.
Absolutely right. And everything everybody said tonight, Harry and Matt, I still struggle with PTSD from my days in. That affects a lot of what that affects an awful lot of what I do. I'm an overthinker, because I have these ideas, and I'm looking 4 steps out is the difficulty. Now, one of the difficulties you've got is, if you feel overwrought and overwhelmed, so will your clients, because you're going to manifest that down through. So, some of those closest to me, some of those very close to me, I've made the decision now to extract myself from environments that are negative. And I left one recently that I'd been with for 18 months, and it was reasonably well paid. And to take a hit on that, to then start a new project up, I've got some small clients as well, that's fine. But you know what? For my own mental health, my own self-worth, because I realized that what I'd done for this organization, as great as they were for 18 months, if I can do half of that for myself in the next 18 months, I will be. And it takes a lot to be able to take a step back and take some of those big decisions to do for your self-worth, for your mental health. And because ultimately, if it puts me in a good place and I can manifest that down through to my clients, then I think they're going to be in a better place. And Matt, interestingly, I I forgot this morning, I had gone through a whole pile of artificial intelligence sites. Obviously, I use ChatGPT, and I use it just merely as a time-saving measure to throw me out some ideas. But Synthesia.io, Descript.com,
Yes.
replicating the voice, Sounddraw.io for producing your AI music, Otter AI for the meeting transcript, Video for repurposing the content, Headline Studio, Jounce, all of those. So actually, I'm maybe just a little scratch on the surface of what you're going to tell me, which I'm hoping. So my brain is attuned anyway.
No.
One of the very, very final things, sorry to take all this time. One of the very
Go
final
ahead.
things is the clients that I've got a live stream for at the moment, the first thing I do at the end of the show is I would download, because I'm still using them on another platform because it suits what they need better currently. I download the audio, I download the video, I send it to them for them to repurpose, because they've got some people who they can, should they wish to. Because I've said to them, you need to put some chunks in each week, each month, in between the 2 months that I'm doing your main show, because I don't have the capacity, really the skill set. But here's the tools. Here's the full show. You can put a bloody podcast out from just the audio. Here's the thing. You give it to somebody who's got the time or the inclination to do your bite-sized chunks to make sure that supplements before I come back into your lives again.
Great stuff. You're telling them the right thing to do. If you can't do it, it definitely needs to be done. So thank you for saying that. Erica, anything you want to add before we get out of here tonight?
Wow.
When Joe said video to podcast, I was like, hand it off to somebody else. That sounds like an RSS feed.
Yeah. I know.
Yes, Joe. You got to talk to Erica about that RSS feed because she has it on lock. And I still have missing letter, Erica, that I haven't did a thing with.
You too.
I have sessions I haven't did a thing with, and is one more task something that was on
Task
AppSumo.
Magic.
Is it?
Magic.
Task Magic?
I hope you got
haven't used
Task
it yet.
Magic because it's ending soon, and I'm like, I want to buy it.
I didn't
so
get
bad.
it. Why do I need Task Magic?
So it's kind of like it's like a scraper and a task automator all in one. We'll talk about it after the show, but like,
Yeah.
So basically, you're able to do a task. It records it, and it will be able to do it. So it's automating a process that you have to do it. It watches you do it, and basically, it could do multiple steps of something that you need done. So I think there's another site that will list it out and tell you these are the steps. Well, what Task Manager does, it will do those steps for you, like inside of your computer.
And it'll
So
allow
I need
you
to hook that up to Missing Letter.
Yeah, because it'll actually allow you to do the login and everything, right? So
Wow.
once you submit a task, even if it's through, let's say, webhook, right? So you do a YouTube video, and then you use like a tool like, I don't know, Processio or Albato or Zapier or whatever, and it'll go through the YouTube video is uploaded and it's published, and then the webhook will pull that information and it will create it'll log in and it will pull that data, copy the link over, put it into Missing Letter will then do its own thing, and then you can have it go back out to Task Magic and send the data to somewhere else. I mean, it's really cool. We'll talk more about in detail about it, and you should definitely go check it out. But yeah, no, I as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I want that one so bad. But I made a promise to my wife. To my wife I wasn't going to buy any more software.
It's only like $49, but that's neither here nor there. Hey guys, it's been awesome tonight. If you're not multi-streaming with OneStream Live, you need to try it out today. Take an opportunity to put yourself all over the internet and be like Harry. Everybody would know who you are, that you are the big dog. Or you can be international like my man Joe here. Or you can be at the volleyball game and on OneStream Live all at the same time. Like, why not? That's what happened.
Rachel, yes.
Yeah, Rachel was doing it. So every fourth Monday of the month, we get a chance to sit around and talk about OneStream stuff, how to use it with all of our different ways of using different technologies and features. I absolutely love doing this. I put it in the comments on YouTube. If you liked it, please do me a favor, hit the like button on this YouTube show, page, channel. This is actually an episode. So hit the like button on this. Let me know that you like it as well, no matter when you watch it. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And I am going to wrap it up. Let me see if I can find my thank you. This has been It Show. Let me see if I can find it in here. There it is. All right, guys. See you next. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I've had an awesome time with you today. Thank you for watching another edition of the Streamers Hub right here on OneStream Live.